You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace. So, let's see. The last place we left off, oh yeah, we were going out at night with Shoichi. We're going to see what exactly he's got in store for us, what kind of locales we're going to go hang out in. But anyway, guys, please sit back and enjoy. Let me tell you for the next 20 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Alright. Alrighty, here we go. Ah, hair on my tongue. Jesus. Okay. It helps to remember that I still have a life to live outside of all the responsibilities I have. It's stupid, ain't it? I had no idea. I can't help but feel a pang of guilt resonating in my chest. I get stressed whenever I think of my own responsibilities, and yet Shoichi struggles with much more than I do on a daily basis. And yet I joked about him stressing himself out with all of it so lightly. He's always right next to me, and I didn't even notice. Wasn't I the one who suggested he join the student council, or the one that convinced him to accept the captain position when he didn't want to? I'm a terrible friend for not paying attention to the people around me. I mean, at least you can realize that. Some people never do. Sorry, I can tell just from the look on your face I ruined the mood, didn't I? I don't know what's gotten over me. I suddenly just felt like I needed to tell you all about it. Come on, I'll make it up to you. Let me show you a great spot to grab a bite. Before I can muster an answer, Shoichi has already grabbed my hand and started pulling me along as he guides me through the market. Watching his back moving ahead of me, when did this view become so nostalgic? And why is it that I feel like he's trying to hide the look on his face from me right now? Shoichi, can I ask you something? He stops dead in his tracks, his ears flickering nervously on top of his head. His tail just hangs there without moving. Without turning to me, he merely makes an inquisitive sound with his throat, not even vocalizing a word. What? Why have you never talked to me about this? If you were under so much pressure, why did you just keep quiet all this time? I'm always right next to you, and yet you've never leaned onto me for support. Frankly, it hurts. Shoichi looks up at the night sky. His tail begins flicking slowly. Is he nervous? I wait in complete silence for a few seconds. I don't want to rush him. If he's opened up to me this much already, then I can let him take the next step, too. I just focus on how warm his hand feels against mine. It's such a pleasant, nostalgic feeling. He used to always lead me away by my hand just like he's doing now. When was it that he stopped doing that? I hadn't noticed until now, but when was it that the sight of his back became so distant? Shit, I feel like I might start tearing up if I'm not careful. Today reminded me of something. Oh? I don't want to sound overeager. You know, it really is my fault that we've drifted apart these past few years. I know that we still spend most of our time together, but I just feel like there's been a rift between us lately. I noticed that things have gotten especially hard for you these past few years. I know you're under immense pressure because of your career choice. I didn't want to be another burden on you, so I started keeping to myself more often. And as I got swamped with more obligations and responsibilities, the time we had together diminished. I never noticed. I've always focused only on the time we'd spend together, and I never thought of the quality of our interactions. To me, as long as we were always with each other, then nothing would have really changed. Now I realize that I was just being selfish. I was so concerned with my own problems that I turned a blind eye to my friends. I never noticed how excluded Keikun felt from us, or how Shoichi was suffering. I really am the worst. It's not just with you. Saya-chan and, God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, even that stupid Urushihara. I've missed so many things these past 2 years. I've missed important moments from my friends, both old and new. Then as time passed by, I got more and more used to keeping to myself. I noticed it became harder and harder to open up. It was a small thing, a minuscule motion that could have passed undetected at any other time. But now as I focused my undivided attention on Shoichi's figure, I noticed his shoulders began to quiver ever so slightly. Talking about myself, being honest about myself. What started as a conscious decision eventually became a block, and I just helplessly watched as you all drifted further away from me. But today, having you around me, just having you sit next to me while I worked, I surprised myself with how much it calmed me. Even just having you next to me was enough to make me happy. His hand began to squeeze mine a little harder, almost as if he wanted to ascertain that I was really there. Almost as if he was afraid I'd go away somehow. Hey guys, sorry about that. Stupid antivirus thing popped up in the corner and ended my video, so here we are again. Alright. Let's see. Alright. His hand began to squeeze mine a little. Okay, alright, I already did that, okay. Huh, God, I feel so lame talking to so much crap like this, but I couldn't help but remember all the great times we had together when we were younger. It made me realize how much I missed you. Even the more trivial things, the times when you used to tutor me, or hell, even the times when we'd fight. All of those things are precious memories to me. Sorry I'm talking too much, aren't I? I'm overwhelmed. I don't think I've ever seen Shoichi act so vulnerable in front of me. I always assumed it was because he wasn't the type of person to have these kinds of feelings. But I was wrong. He's just always been good at masking it. I'm sure that there are many more things that have hurt or stressed him out these past few years, and he's been making sure to blanket over them. Making sure he's kept a blanket over them. He's kept us in the dark to avoid overburdening us. The thought is just so incredibly sad. I take a few steps forward, letting my forehead rest against his wide back. You? My sudden gesture caught him by surprise. Without having time to put up any walls, Shoichi's voice gave me a little glimpse of what he was really feeling. His voice was meek and frightful. Even if he acts like an adult all the time, he's nothing but a scared 18-year-old like the rest of us, isn't he? I get it, Shoichi. It must have been pretty hard for you, huh? Shoichi nods. I know I'm probably some good-for-nothing idiot. I couldn't even see that you'd been suffering, even though you were always in front of me. But I promise I promise you that I'll pay more attention from now on, okay? So don't keep your guard up around me so much. It's okay just to let me know things are hard for you too. Oh, jeez. I was already feeling like I was being super uncool. Now you're acting all lame too. Me trying to be supportive of you is lame. You really need to rethink some stuff. But really, thank you, Yuuichi. Now, come on. I've already said too much and got the mood all weird and awkward. I appreciate the support, but let's see if we can salvage this night before it ends. Stop being stupid. It doesn't need to be salvaged. Sure it does. Let's see if we can get some warm food. I'm starving. He squeezes my hand again, this time much more softly. And thanks again. I'm really lucky to have you as my friend, aren't I? You are. He chuckles softly, turning his back to me and leading me through the street once again. This time, though, he routinely looks back at me, smiling. Ooh. Look at these cuties. We reach a little food cart, packed gingerly in a row of 6 or 7 other similar carts. The smell of food coming from this is so incredibly delicious. My mouth is watering already. Ah, Ruta-kun, I was wondering when I'd see you again. It's been a while. The burly black bear emerges from behind the counter just as we begin to sit down, smiling widely as he sees Shoichi's face. Is his name Bjorn? He wore a traditional Japanese chef coat with a white shirt underneath. Sorry for the long leave of absence. I've been very busy lately. The bear chuckled, waving at a pair of stools. I guessed as much. Come, have a seat. The usual again today. Let me guess, it's cold soba again. I thought you said you came here to try new food. Shoichi shrugs. Like I said, I haven't had the time to lately. Now I just come here for some quick soba and get back home. His are some of the best I've had. The bear puffs his chest with pride, pointing to a small writing on his sleeve that reads, Xianzhou Dining. Xianzhou Dining. Xianzhou Dining. Xianji Dining. Jesus Christ, tongue. Years of experience on the job. I've inherited my business and my recipes from my father, who inherited it from his father, who inherited it from his father. We have decades of tradition preparing some of the best noodles in Saitama. Shoichi laughs, putting his elbow on the counter and leaning into his hand. I see you're as excitable as usual, huh? By the way, can I please have a menu? This is my friend's first time here, and he tends to make a hassle out of choosing what to eat. Hey! Oh, shush, you know it's true. The bear grins, going behind the counter and handing me a big laminated menu with various pictures of many seemingly tasty dishes. Ha! I think your face was pretty unusual. Wasn't sure if you had been here before. Take your time choosing. Meanwhile, I'll start with Urata-kun's dish. As he started to turn towards the sink, I turned my attention to the menu in my hands. Everything seems so good, I don't know what to choose. God, do I have to go through this every time I eat out? Any idea what you want to eat? Nope. Agonizing over every choice? Yep. Excuse me. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Yep. I hear a soft chuckle next to me. Without even looking, I give him a gentle punch in the side. This time he laughs a little more audibly. Every single time! Almost like clockwork. You really are easy to read. Says the guy who orders soba noodles of every place he goes. Oh, ouch. Yeah, you got me now. Got me good. How will I ever outlive such shame? You're an ass. He laughs again and I can't help but smile. I sort of miss this routine. After many agonizing minutes of careful deliberation, I finally decide to order a seafood dish. By the time the ramen is ready, I start to dig in. Shoichi has almost finished his plate. Ooh, this is really good. I can definitely feel a kick from the spices, but the ramen is very mild and springy. I kind of want to try making some. I'm glad you like it. I used white miso and a couple of other ingredients to make sure the ramen tastes rich without being too fishy. You're out of luck, though. I just recently switched my fish supplier and haven't gotten to tweaking the recipe for their fish's particular taste profile, so the dish is a bit of a miss. If this is a miss, then I'll gladly come back later when you've got it all down. I'm glad you liked it. Enjoy! Shoichi sets his finished dish aside and leans onto his hand, watching me eat. I'll drag this thing closer. There we go. See? See why I wanted to bring you here? Mumbling and... Thank you very much. I know you're excited, but please don't talk while you chew. It's disgusting. I swallowed the food that was in my mouth. Sorry, I said thank you very much. He gives me that smug smile he tends to wear on his face whenever someone tells him he's right. Don't get me wrong, he's my friend and I love him, but God, he can be an insufferable know-it-all when he wants to be. Don't even start. I speak when he starts opening his mouth to speak. He laughs at my interruption and pulls out his wallet from his pocket, looking at the owner. Are your prices still the same? Yep, haven't had to adjust it since last spring. I'm glad things are going so well here. Oh, I'm glad things are going so well. Here. He hands him money to pay for our food. The bear takes out a paper towel from underneath the counter and uses it to pick up the money. I guess I looked at him funny because the bear, upon seeing my face, starts laughing. Well, I call it laughter, but in his case it's more akin to a thunderous roar. A sudden echoing sound nearly has me jumping out of my chair in surprise. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. I make sure to never handle money with my hands. Helps with keeping everything clean. When I pick it up, I always use alcohol wipes to make sure my hands stay disinfected. It's one of those things I like about this place. It's not just health department clean, it's my clean. Your kitchen is a mess. You can't find anything there. Yeah, but it's a clean mess. That makes all the difference. I shake my head, making him snicker in amusement. After I'm done eating, Shoichi and I excuse ourselves and go on our way. As we walk our way back, I see that Shoichi is in better spirits. He walks side by side with me, happily humming a familiar melody. Wait, isn't that one of the songs Keiken sang yesterday at karaoke? I guess it struck a chord with all of us, not just me. So, what did you think? It was good. Very good, actually. I'm surprised this place even exists, let alone that the food is so good. And everything looks so beautiful here. The paper lanterns and the traditional decorations are so nice to look at. Yeah, and that's not all. Look at the sky. Ooh, beautiful. As I look up, I can see a few twinkling stars in the sky. Whoa! Yeah, I remember back when we were kids, you liked looking at the sky a lot. Unfortunately, since we live so close to the station, all those strong lights make it hard to see the stars. It's still not 100%. You'd have to go out of town for that, but still, over here you can kind of look at the stars. It's beautiful. It's been years since I last saw a proper starry sky. Huh, I'm glad you like it. I've been meaning to show you this place for a while, but I was always afraid you'd think it was boring. I was afraid of what that would mean for our friendship. What? You thought that if you took me someplace boring that I'd think you're boring and I'd stop hanging out with you? That's so childish. Of course not. I was afraid you'd say something bad about the place and I'd have to murder you forever uttering such nonsense. Ah, nothing says pleasant evening with a friend quite like a conversation about murder does. I know, right? I was joking. I wasn't. By the way, did you manage to get things sorted with that paperwork? Somehow. It was pretty bad, though. A lot of budgets had to take a gash because of it. I think a lot of people are going to be pissed at me when they find out. I'm still surprised the school lets you guys budget for that. I think it's less than letting us and more of them not wanting to pay any accountant to do it. Knowing our principal, I somehow don't doubt it. By the way, I'd like to ask you not to show up unannounced again. I don't really mind it, but Kisaragi was really pissed. Why do you care? You're the council president. Yeah, but you've seen her, right? She's terrifying. She's a freshman. A terrifying freshman. I sigh, which somehow makes Shoichi laugh. Well, I'm more or less free tomorrow, so I guess we could spend the day together again, if you want to. I'll be honest, I didn't realize how much I missed hanging out with just the two of us until today. I'll think about it. Yeah, don't neglect your obligations to spend some time with me. Don't neglect your sleep just to spend some time with your obligations. Hey, I don't do that. Anymore. Speaking of sleep, it's getting kind of late already. I think we should probably head home. Yeah, what time is it even? Let me check my phone. Whoa, it's after 9 p.m.? Yeah, the walk back home is going to be at least 40 minutes. I wish we could walk around so I can show you a few more spots, but we do have school tomorrow. Ever the responsible adult student, aren't you? I do have to make up for your share, after all. That's true. By the way, do you want to spend the night at my place? Your dad is still out of town, isn't he? Yeah, but... He hesitated to answer. Maybe next time. I do still have some stuff at home that I need to do before I go to bed. And I can't go to school tomorrow in the same uniform I wore today. I have to put this one in the washing machine. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? I kind of fell asleep there for a second. Har har. I know I'm boring, but you're a smartass. It's fine. I've always admired that side of you anyway. I don't really have the patience to make sure every little thing is neat and organized. I don't know how you do it. It's called parental indoctrination. It's really fun. You should try it sometime. Pass. Even as we make our way back quite a while after initially leaving, the activity hasn't died down one bit. In fact, there seem to be even more people out right now, to the point that even Shoichi has a hard time making his way through. By the time we finally reach the station, the central clock in front of it already reads 9:35 p.m. I guess we're going to get home pretty late. I try to laugh at that, but someone accidentally elbows me in the ribs and I feel the wind getting knocked out of me. Shoichi immediately notices and doubles back towards me. Are you alright? Yeah, some asshole just elbowed me in the stomach is all. I just need to catch my breath. Oh god. Oh god, am I gonna sneeze? No. No, sneeze. Oh, sneeze! Okay. Be careful. If I don't deliver you home in one piece, your mom will kill me. Actually, don't even try. I suppress a laugh. Shoichi gives me a stern look as if half expecting me to do something dumb just to take him off. I have to admit, the idea is amusing. No, I'll resist the temptation to do something stupid. I'd probably regret it later. Actually, I feel a little weird. I guess the guy must have hit me harder than I thought. I feel a little faint. Well, it might just be the fatigue getting to me. Either way, I'll get some rest when I finally get home. When we finally reach my house, it's already 10 p.m. I'm almost sure I'll get berated for being home so late. God, the moonlight must be crazy bright. Jeez. Huh, that's odd. The lights are out. Mom should still be in the living room at this time. Doesn't seem like there's anyone home. Yeah, that's weird. Hang on a second. I'm gonna try to call my mom. As I'm starting to dial her number, I remember her telling me something last night. Oh, yeah, she's out of town for a business trip. She's supposed to come back tomorrow night. And what about Aki? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Let me see if he sent me a message. As I look at it, I see that Aki did, in fact, send me a message a couple hours ago. Oh, Aki says he's going to spend the next 2 days at a friend's house. The little shit took advantage of Mom being away from town, and the little shit took advantage of Mom being away from town to leave without asking for permission. I'll have to give him a piece of my mind later. Well, at least nothing awful happened. At least be glad about that. Anyway, I have to be on my way now. Are you sure you don't want to spend the night over here? Yep, can't do that right now. Don't worry. I'll invite myself to come over when I do have the time. Sure, drop by whenever you want. He waves at me and walks away towards his own house. He opened the door with a click, my head spinning with the key as I unlock it. I started to feel increasingly worse as I got back home. I didn't even know how tired I was. My fur is a bit damp with sweat. When did I start sweating this much? I need to lie down. I climbed the stairs towards my room. Maybe I should have told Shoichi I wasn't feeling well. He might have stuck around to make sure I'm okay. As I'm almost at the end of the stairs, I decide that a detour towards the toilet room is a higher priority. Maybe the pain in my stomach isn't from the blow I took earlier. Oh god, I think I'm going to be sick. I barely have time to open the lid of the toilet and I lean my head into it before it happens. Yep, I should have definitely told Shoichi I was feeling like crap. As I spend countless hours cursing my misery, my night slowly ticks away, stuck to the bathroom, with constant bouts of pain, nausea, and vomiting. Oh, God. Poor guy. That asshole. My eyes struggle to open. My eyelids feel heavy and unresponsive. No, my whole body feels that way. My throat feels scratchy, hot, and uncomfortable. Oh no, he's got the COVID. He's got the Rona. Somehow I feel like I'm not. Somehow I feel like I'm hot and cold at the same time. I feel as if I had someone sitting on my chest. No matter how much I want to move, my body does not budge. All I can hear is the sound of a ticking clock. Slowly, I can feel my consciousness returning. Once my eyes get adjusted to the brightness, I begin to look around. At least my body can move again. Wait, is this my room? How did I even get here? Last thing I remember is being in the bathroom? I felt really sick and... Ugh, my whole body hurts. As I'm adjusting myself on the bed, I feel something heavy on top of my thigh. Oh, no. What? I look down and... Shuichi? Oh my god, what timing? I see Shoichi sitting on a chair, hunched over the bed, peacefully sleeping. He's using my leg as a pillow of some sort, breathing slowly and deeply. Okay, yep, hello thumbnail. Oh wow, I got the thumbnail at the freaking end of the video. Okay, yep, using that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Man, what happened last night? Huh. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, blah. Oh, God, I'm feeling about as groggy as he is. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!